In this lesson, we're going to cover the different types of data gained from your security tools. In cybersecurity, we use a wide variety of tools to safeguard our digital assets, including antivirus software, data loss prevention systems, network intrusion detection systems, network intrusion prevention systems, firewalls, vulnerability scanners, and others to generate a lot of logs, events, and incident data for our analysts to be able to look at as cybersecurity professionals. Now, this data, when consolidated and analyzed, can provide invaluable insights into the security posture of our organizations. Usually, we're going to rely on a SIEM or a security information and event management system to serve as that centralized hub for the consolidation to be able to provide us with a holistic view of our organization's security landscape. Let's take a look at the different types of data that we can receive from our various security tools inside of our SIEM. Now, first, we have antivirus software. Antivirus software is a fundamental security tool that protects systems against malware, including viruses, worms, trojans, ransomware, and spyware. The data generated by antivirus software, such as malware detection logs, system scans, and updates, can all be sent to a SIEM for aggregation and correlation within all of our other systems and device logs. Now, this data can then be used to provide insights into potential security threats and the overall health of all of your systems. For example, if a particular system is consistently reporting that it's infected with malware, this may be a small issue or an indication of a larger attack being executed by a given threat actor. By sending the malware alert data to our SIEM, our security teams can identify and address this issue more proactively by checking the rest of your systems to determine if the malware infection is spreading across multiple systems across your network, or if it's isolated to this one server that you're suspecting. Now, second, we have data loss prevention systems. Data loss prevention systems, known as DLP systems, are used to monitor and control data endpoints, network traffic, and data stored in the cloud to prevent potential data breaches from occurring. These data loss prevention systems can also generate data about potential data leaks, policy violations, and other suspicious user activities. For example, a DLP system might flag an attempt to send sensitive company information, like a list of all of your organization's client names, phone numbers, and emails, by email to somebody outside of your organization. This data about this potential incident could also be sent to your SIEM so that the security team is alerted to the potential data leak, and this enables them to perform timely corrective actions to hopefully prevent this from occurring. Third, we have network intrusion detection systems and network intrusion prevention systems. Now, network intrusion detection systems, known as NIDS, or a network intrusion prevention system, known as NIPS, are used to monitor network traffic to detect or prevent malicious activities. NIDS are used to passively identify any potential threats and generate alerts when they're being detected. A NIPS, on the other hand, is going to be used to proactively block or prevent these potential threats from accessing your network in the first place. Now, data from both our NIDS and NIPS, including detected threats, blocked traffic, and network anomalies, can also be sent to your organization's SIEM for correlation and aggregation. This type of data can help to identify patterns of malicious activity, potential security vulnerabilities, and the effectiveness of your organization's intrusion prevention measures. Fourth, we have firewalls. Now, firewalls serve as a barrier between a trusted internal network and an untrusted external network. Firewalls are going to be used to filter incoming and outgoing network traffic based upon predetermined sets of security rules, which we call access control lists or ACLs. Firewalls can generate logs that contain data about allowed and blocked traffic, rule changes, and any detected potential threats. By sending our firewall data to our SIEM, our organization can monitor its network perimeter security and identify any potential intrusion attempts because we can use this as part of our overall security posture. Now, for example, let's say that you see somebody who's pinging your web server by checking if any ports are open between port 0 and port 1023. Now, this would show up as a port scan that's being conducted against our server, and this could be an indication that a threat actor is performing some kind of reconnaissance against your organizational systems, and you would see that by checking these firewall logs inside of your SIEM. Fifth and finally, we have vulnerability scanners. Now, vulnerability scanners are tools that are used to identify security weaknesses in a system, including missing security patches, incorrect configurations, and other types of known vulnerabilities. A vulnerability scanner can generate data about identified vulnerabilities, their severity, and recommended remediation steps. By integrating all this data into your SIEM, your organization can prioritize your vulnerability remediation efforts based on the severity and potential impact of that given vulnerability. Additionally, we can also use this kind of data to track our organization's remediation progress and verify the effectiveness of the remediation steps that we are performing. So remember, by consolidating data from these diverse security tools into a centralized SIEM, our organizations can get a comprehensive view of our security posture. Data can be gathered from our antivirus software, data loss prevention systems, network intrusion detection systems, network intrusion prevention systems, firewalls, vulnerability scanners, and many others to generate a lot of logs, events, and incident data that we can then analyze as cybersecurity professionals. This helps us proactively identify and address any potential security threats and ensure our organization remains well protected.